What is up, everybody? Quentin freaking Tarantino here. The frequently asked question I've had on this channel is basically how do I do those fancy face animations on the head kit, since basically this model doesn't even have any posable mouths. Let's hop right into it. Well, I really hope that you are already familiar with Source Filmmaker, otherwise I genuinely don't know how this question would arise for you, but well, basically I just hope you have a Steam Launcher account set up. I hope you went to the store page of the Source Filmmaker and you installed it for yourself, and that you've already inserted all your launch options into this box. I'm gonna include whatever I use in the video's description. This is what I use for rendering my animations. You have to hold off pressing the launch button, because what we need to install, we have to go to a workshop and we need to install the Bodygroup skin/Bodygroup's animation setup from the workshop. I'm gonna include the link for the download in the description as well. Source Filmmaker wouldn't be Source Filmmaker without all its jank, so even though you clicked subscribe, what you have to do is go to your Source Filmmaker installation, and if you're on macOS, well, you have to go into your crossover app. That's how you would be using a Source Filmmaker on Mac anyway. You have to go to your crossover app and open C drive and then find your Source Filmmaker installation. And God forbid if you're on freaking Linux, well, good luck. Once you're in your Source Filmmaker installation folder, basically go to Game, Workshop, Scripts, SFM, and copy this Python file called setup skin body groups animation. If it doesn't show up for you, make sure to launch Source Filmmaker once and download all the requested workshop files. It might appear for you here. Then you copy this script, you go back to Game, now you go to Platform, Scripts, SFM, anim set, and you paste your setup skin body group animation. I already have it in my folder, so it's not necessary for me, but that's how you put it into your program. Sadly, this is how it is, I know. Yeah. Now that you have all the launch parameters set up, now that you have all your scripts installed, now that you have your models installed that you want to animate, well, you're good to launch the Source Filmmaker. Congrats. It only took like freaking 200 hours. Basically, create your own session. Let's call it test body groups, and whatever your frame rate you want to be. I usually do that 60. Press create. Well, I already hope that you already know what you're doing, because I'm not about to explain from scratch what to do in Source Filmmaker. So load up your favorite map. Well, not your favorite, the one you wanna do your animation in. As for me, I'm just gonna use the Better Call Saul office for the test. Okay, now that the map has loaded up, let's create a camera to where we want it. For me, it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna show an example. It's gonna be here. Let's paste our model. What do I mean that HotKit doesn't have any posable mouths? So here we have a regular model of an average year, like middle-aged man in midlife crisis situation. And what this guy has, basically, you can do all this sorts of stuff. You can make him like do a smirk. You can make him smile if you want. You can make him like do all this thingy like Among Us. That's how you do it on the regular models. You can notice when we create animation set for Hat Kid, like it doesn't necessarily have to be Hat Kid. It can be any model that doesn't have any posable mouths, but at the same time, these kind of models have like crazy amounts of body groups, like eyes or eyebrows or mouths or like skins that you can just change between them. Today I'm just gonna quickly show you how to do that for models that basically don't have any posable mouths. First thing I want to do, well, Sword Filmmaker isn't perfect. Well, surprise, surprise. You have to rig your own models, and yeah, basically I have a shit ton of rigs here for any models. I do that with the auto rigger function that I also downloaded from the workshop. I might leave the link for it in the description, but I don't think it's gonna be hard to find. If you're a masochist, you can do this manually. Well, good luck with that. Before you do any sort of rigging, you notice how in comparison, but she's freaking taller than the middle-aged freaking midlife crisis type of guy. Well, I suggest you do scale control before you do any rigging, otherwise you won't be able to change it later. Like, honestly, that's just how Sword Filmmaker works. Just now that we changed the size, well, her eyes kinda got messed up, so we changed the convergence, and now we're back. All good. Now that you're happy with the size of your character, you can rig the model or not. Like, who am I to tell you? That's just what I do. This friendly advice, I guess. If you're already doing rigging, that's what you have to do before you. Obviously, this model doesn't have any posable mouths, right? As I've already explained, we only have blinking. So, well, thankfully, this model has posable eyes. Not much other than that. It has a ton of mouth body groups. So, to create an illusion that she's talking, we're gonna basically right click the model, go to rig, and set up skin body groups animation. It's gonna do its thing. You're gonna have skin and body groups here down below. If you want, or if you don't want, you can go pick your favorite voice clip or not. You can add it in the editor, whatever you're using. My voice clip that I added to Source Filmmaker wasn't properly exported in Audacity, so SFM didn't exactly pick up on it, but so I chose the TF2 commentary as a substitute. But never mind, we can work with that. We'll go to your graph editor, go to mouths, or go to skins or capes. What we gotta do is we create a keyframe, put another keyframe here. What we gotta do now is we increase this slider. As you can see, the mouths are changing really fast. It cycles through every single body group that it has for this model. If you want a specific expression, for example, if a character is annoyed, or you want the character to look more sad, you have to pick specific mouths to symbolize it. What I am doing is I create a keyframe for every single mouth cycle. Same with this and that. This might take a bit of time, but that's just how it is if you don't have any posable mouths. Now that we've keyframed every single mouth body group that we have for this model, we have to select all of them with just holding the shift key. Now we're pressing on step tangents, and now we're all blocky, like we created basically stairs. Because this add-on that I've subscribed to is very glitchy if you decide to keep it linear, and it's gonna bug out for you at some point and you're gonna be left with like no mouth at all. So you have to create these stairs, or the step tangent. God, these nerdy words. So yeah, let's make her talk. What I like doing for convenience, I just move all the keyframes out of the way. Then I select the needed mouth that would be appropriate for the timing. For example, in the beginning she doesn't say anything.
What?
And then we take all these keyframes.
Welcome to
So now that I finished with lip sync, let's see what we got.
Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait.
Well done. Well, that's what I could come up with in like 2 minutes tops. This is how you do lip sync for the models that have no posable mouths. This isn't an exclusive example for the head kit model. You can also do the same with the only models I've had to deal with this were from Head in Time, but if you have any model that don't have posable mouths but have a ton of body groups, this is how you can like work around if you want to make them talk in your animation. Well, I didn't know that. That's why my very first source filmmaker animation, she was just basically weirdly shaking her head, imitating the dialogue. But now I'm honestly, I should move to Blender, but this is what I deal with now if I want to make the character talk. So yeah, you can also do the same. Let's mute the Gaben real quick. You can do the same with any body group that you like. For example, I can quickly swap between hats if I want to. You can swap capes. You can, like, basically, the only limit is your imagination. Yeah, if you want to quickly swap outfits or hats, like, you are welcome to do that. Not sure why, but this is what you can do. And this is the power of body group animation. Basically, that's all there is to it. Once you're happy, well, I'm not happy, because this is an example thingy, and I only wanted to show it to you, how to do this. But once you have finished your animation, make sure to click export movie. Well, obviously if it's a dialogue animation, you're gonna be exporting it as a movie. I don't think you're gonna need a poster, but yeah, export a movie, pick your favorite settings. I usually just render in 1080p, and I always render in image sequence because it's the MP4 for Source Filmmaker is very, 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 very outdated. Because first of all, you have to use QuickTime, which wasn't updated for Windows in forever. And, well, it usually just ends up being lower quality anyway. My advice, well, you don't have to take it seriously, but just always render in image sequence if possible. Well, how to deal with image sequence. You can use Blender or you can use any video editor, as I'm sure. Well, Sony Vegas and Premiere Pro can easily deal with image sequences. It's not that difficult. Well, but that's not a part of a tutorial. I just wanted to show how to quickly do mouth animation.
Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait.
But yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys found it helpful. If not, well, you're always welcome to text me on Discord, or just leave a comment on the YouTube, or leave a dislike if you just didn't help at all. It was just, yeah. Tutorials, or if you have any more questions regarding how I animate in Source Filmmaker, for example, how I turn my image sequences into videos, well, that's a tutorial for another day, but spoiler, I use Blender for that. Thank you so much for sticking around. Well, hopefully it had been very, very helpful. Or if not, well, I already told you what to do. Have a good night, happy holidays, and as always, I don't usually say anything as a goodbye. Well, see y'all.